It's so stupid, it's positively brilliant.
The Brilliant Idiots Podcast.
Maybe we want our presidents to be fake, and maybe Trump isn't fake enough for us. And maybe that's why we get upset. Like, we want our presidents to lie to us. We want our presidents to give us hope. We want our presidents to be almost like our parents when we're kids, who are going to just tell us everything's going to be all right. We're going to figure out everything and everything's fine. And when we don't get that from our president, whatever side doesn't get that, gets enraged.
I think you're right. And I think we want that from everybody. This is actually a good deep dive. I think we want that from everybody. I think in order to get to that place of real healing, that place of real honesty, I have to start with the bullshit. Like, before I tell you that you did something wrong, I got to tell you how great you are. You know what I mean? That's just the era we live in. You might not receive it if I just come out, boom, out the gate. And I'm telling you, yo, you were effed up for this, and you were effed up for that, and you were wrong for this, yada, yada, yada. You might not receive it. But if I take that medicine, put a little sugar in it, and give it to you that way, you know? Yeah. Remember when you was a kid and they take the spoon and airplane, runway. You have to do that. You just do. People don't like shit straight with no chaser as much as we say we do. Good or bad. Yeah. Good or bad. Don't tell, like, that's what they sit you down and say, okay, I got good news and I got bad news. Which one you want first? The answer to that question really determines what type of person you are. Right. Seriously. Can you handle the bad news first?
Most people can't. Nobody wants bad news.
Nobody wants bad news.
And nobody wants, to be honest, like, we do want the truth, but we want it in a way that desensitizes us first. And maybe that's what you're saying, like building them up. Maybe that's what you're saying. Like, we want to be understood before we get the truth. Like, if you got to tell somebody who they are, you got to tell somebody some horrible news about something, their feelings need to be acknowledged first. And that's something that Trump does not do. That's something that Kanye does not do. That's something a lot of just poor communicators do. And I'm not going to call Trump or Kanye poor communicators, even though I have, because they're exceptional at communicating certain things. Right? Like, if you listen to Kanye, you listen to Trump, you listen to certain people, they're just kind of funny, and they'll make points that some people might say are like brave to say because others wouldn't say them in that situation. So you kind of value that. But at the same time, if it's ever something that you're not ready to hear, you don't want to hear, it stings that much more because there's no filter whatsoever. There's no chaser. You just got to take that shot straight.
Yeah. Wow, are they good communicators? I think
I
they
can't
are.
call them like all across the board, but they have genius in their communication. Like, you cannot deny there's genius in Trump's communication because he has all these words that we continue to use. It's great marketing. And you cannot deny Kanye's genius in his communication because he can stir shit up. He knows how to fucking rile people up. But at the same time, they got negative effects.
Anybody who is able to make you give a fuck about every word they say has to be a great communicator. Because whether you're breaking down those words to shit on them, or you're bigging up those words because you loved what they said, you're hanging on to every word. And I think great communicators make you know how to great communicators know how to make people hang on to every word.
Yeah. And why do we hang on?
I really don't know. In the case of Kanye, I think we hang on because there was a period where Kanye said a lot of things that people agreed with. And you got to think, Kanye is not just, we're talking about interviews and rants and shit like that, but this is a guy who gave you multitudes, a plethora of music. So it's a bunch of words that people live and die by from Kanye West. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, it's albums that have gotten people through. So he's a rapper. So as a rapper, your whole method is orating, right? So you're giving people these words and delivering these words, and people hold on to them. And then, when you did step out and do these rants, whether it was George Bush doesn't care about black people, Beyonce's album was better than Taylor Swift, or just these verbal screams of consciousness where you have seemingly spoke things into existence. You told people what you were going to do in the fashion world, told people what you were going to do in the sneaker world. You have enough currency out there with your words, right? Because that's really what we're discussing, the economy of words. You have enough cachet out there with your words that people hold on to them. So I think in the case of Kanye, people still hold on because they're still waiting for that brilliance that we once knew. You know?
What about in the case of someone like a Tekashi 6ix9ine? It's like, how is he so good at maintaining the conversation and maintaining a level of curiosity? And what do you think that he does effectively?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, and I actually posted this morning. I posted this morning on Instagram. People would rather pull out the phone and record the car crash as opposed to saying something to a person that may prevent the car crash from happening. So let's not confuse hanging on to somebody's every word with people watching a car crash. Because if everybody is waiting for something bad to happen to you, they're not paying attention to you because what you're saying is so intriguing.
So you don't think there's any people that are just like curious about him?
Curious of how it's going to end, yes.
But if they watch the music video, they know that it didn't end in the music video. So they're still going to watch it.
They want to keep justifying. They want to keep justifying what they already feel,
which is
something bad is going to happen to the kid.
So you're saying they're following the story as it comes to an end.
They're watching the car, waiting for it to crash. Just like this guy's drunk. He's got a mask on. He's got his eyes covered. He's smoking weed. He's letting the car drive by itself. It's only a matter of time before he runs into somebody. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I think it's a good description because he's done an amazing job of garnering attention without quality. And he even talks about the lack of quality, right? He has that Angie Martinez interview where he's like, my music's trash. I mean, it's hot trash. Like, he has this amazingly, like, kind of humble, self-deprecating, outlook on himself. But he knows how to, like, garner and continue that attention. And you're saying it's part of the car crash. And maybe that's what we're all following, I guess. I don't know. But he found a way to monetize it.
I wonder, and it's so interesting. We've always compared, Tekashi to Trump. But I kind of see the same energy in both of them at this moment. And it's kind of like a drug dealer who knows he's about to go to prison. When drug dealers know they're about to go to prison, like when they know the feds is on them and they know that any day it could be over, they just start wilding. You know what I mean? It's almost like it's kind of like a cry for help, almost. It's kind of like desperation that started to set in, and that's when they just start to really do and say anything in order to survive because they can feel those walls closing in. And you don't know how much time you got left. In the case of Trump, it could be 90 days, but I don't think he's leaving. So,
right.
I think he's going to at least hold on till January. I've been said this. I've been said Trump is going, I don't know how, but he's going to manipulate some shit in order to find a way to stay in that White House. And I think it's the same with the dude. I think that he might feel them walls closing in. He may not know how long he got, and he may not give a fuck. For real. I'm going to enjoy myself while I'm here. I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time. Maybe that's how he's feeling.
Do you think people ever get to that state if they're not facing like fatal illness? Like, yes. Do you think you think there are guys who are just like, look, I'm probably going to get killed within the next few years, so I'm going to wild out until that happens.
Well, yeah. I mean, I know plenty of dudes like that. Like, I mean, we know
really?
One. Little Duval is like that. And
no,
not only Little Duval. Not. Little Duval has been accepted that he could die at any moment.
No. And he accepts that that's part of life for sure, but he's not purposely living crazy and reckless.
Not crazy and reckless, but he's clearly living his life out loud. He says it. I'm living my best life. Like,
yeah, but he's not trying to do. He's not like going out of his way to do things that will kill him. Like he actually goes out of his way to do things that will make him live longer. Yeah,
So,
like
he's living. He's living. And by the way, I don't think dude is doing anything to get himself killed. He's clearly not. He's walking around with 100 security guards. I'm just simply saying, if you know people are gunning for you, right? If you know people want you out of here, if you're not even sure, you don't know what could happen. You're going to live your life freely as possible.